What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new career mode video. How long has it been? Like, what, 2 weeks since the last episode? Oh, that's bad. I apologize about that. From now on, we need to get cracking because I want to get through this season, which is like the best part of 20 races to go, 20 episodes. And then we've got another season after that to get through with Daniel Ricciardo before the new game starts. So time to get cracking. Now, we'll also get cracking with upgrades as well. Looks like we're pretty much maxed out for front downforce. Rear downforce is going to be maxed out potentially at the end of this episode as well, depending on what we do upgrade-wise. Not too many upgrades to go, really. We're getting towards the ceiling of this car, which is quite scary, and we're still so far off the likes of Red Bull and Mercedes. So, yeah, I don't really know where this extra performance is going to come that's going to give us the boost that we need to win races, to win championships. It's, this might be the first game we never win a championship on, which is pretty scary. Anyway, we did a tire wear upgrade, a major or ultimate upgrade for that, so that'll go on in time for Monaco. Facility-wise, I feel like doing some durability upgrades because we're pretty much maxed out in terms of all upgrades, or most upgrades, in every other performance department, but we've got a lot to do in terms of durability. So I'm going to invest the resources into making this car more consistent, more reliable, and hopefully that'll give us the edge in terms of this championship, because it looks like winning this championship on raw pace may not be an option anymore. But anyway, welcome to the Spanish Grand Prix. You can see Red Bull has shot to the best car. It's a very tight battle between Red Bull, McLaren, and Mercedes. Ferrari kind of in nowheresville, and then Marduk Motorsport especially is in the middle of nowhere in the performance index. There's a massive gulf between us and the top 4 cars, and then there's a massive gulf between us and the rest of the field. So, yeah, it's a bit tricky out here, but here we go for practice this race weekend. Imperative we get some big boy resource points going because, well, it's taken a little while to get going in this championship. We've really not got the points that we needed to be in the fight for the championship. We're going to have to hope that some people have some poor reliability. We're going to have to hope for some lucky podiums, lucky wins, etc. Because we haven't looked anywhere near getting a podium so far this season. So we get some decent resource points in. That'll help heading into Monaco. So, yeah, we are going to have to get a win at Monaco to be any chance of winning this championship. But let's focus on this race weekend, especially with upgrades. What are we going to do? Rear downforce heading into Monaco? Question mark. I think yes is the answer. Ultimate rear downforce upgrade going on for the next race. So we've got ultimate tire wear, ultimate rear downforce. Hopefully by next race, this car will be a beast. Let's go to quali.
We've got a situation at the moment. Seems like something's off with the fuel injection system. We're looking into it, but we're going to be out of action for a few minutes.
Lovely stuff. Looks like the great reliability of this team continues in this season of career mode. Oh man, what? I don't even have any words. What was it? The first 2 races we DNF'd. I'm pretty sure the race that we finished, Nico Rosberg retired. And in the last race, I took out Rosberg from the race, so we don't know if we would have made it to the end anyway. And we've not started off well here in qualifying, so it's just looking great, isn't it? Like, this is meant to be a road to glory, but it's a road to nowheresville. Population me. Anyway, left rear tire is currently screaming at me, especially through along medium speed corners. Here we have at the Spanish Grand Prix in Catalonia. A couple of corners where the temps are a little bit sketchy, so that's something we'll have to I guess, tune out of the car. We'll have to lower the tire pressures a little bit heading into the next run. Again, that's more, well, time spent in the garage repairing the car. That was my fault that time. A bit of floor damage from me. I think that comes from the turns 1 and 2 chicane. You got to use the curbs. You got to mount the curbs there. And I think there's a little bit of overlap with, I guess, some of the downforce elements on the floor, which the curbs don't really agree with, which is right there. Though I didn't damage the floor that time. That's just me bottling it. So there we go. We are out of the running for the rest of this session. Here's the replay. There was just a little bit more, there was a little bit too much sideways load on the car going through that corner. I think we went in a little bit too deep. Tires are a little bit warm, and I think that was a used set of tires we used on that run. So I wasn't expecting any miracles in that run anyway. P11 it is, 7/10 off our teammate of Nico Rosberg. Again, Season 3 AI are pretty ridiculous now with the amount of upgrades they've got on. I don't know whether they're working better for the AI. I don't think that's the case. That is a theory, probably a rubbish theory, but it's just more to do with the AI being able to extract more out of the cars deeper in the career mode. They're able to fly through high-speed corners at speeds that we're just not capable of. What I think it comes down to more is probably the tire temps. The AI don't seem to struggle with those, unlike the player. So the faster these cars get, the harder it is for us to run at the AI's pace, with the cornering speeds that they're putting into tires. And for us, it's just not, it doesn't seem to be sticking. But again, that could be another dud theory. Anyway, it's P12 in Q2. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get out of that session with a medium compound tire. A lot of other people who are in the running for the race win are on the medium strategy, so I thought I'd try it myself. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked, but we're on strategic front row of the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix. Hopefully it'll work out for us. We are going to start on the mediums, go to hards maybe. We got great tire wear, so there is options available for us in the race.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
The Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula One calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Ricciardo, Bottas, Sergio Perez, and Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz, Rosberg, and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Benjamin, Daniel Ticktum, and Vettel, Tsunoda, Russell, Nicholas Latifi, and Marcus Armstrong, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Mick Schumacher, and Nikita Mazepin. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
So here we are on the grid of the Spanish Grand Prix. No changes in terms of grid penalties, but I imagine that's going to change very soon, especially for my teammate Nico Rosberg, who's had a few failures this season. I mean, it won't be too long until we have to have a grid penalty ourselves. There's no way we're getting through cleanly with the components we have. But yeah, let's make sure we don't do that at Monaco. That would be the worst. Anyway, time for this race. I can do medium hards. That would be the safe strategy. It would avoid any kind of tire temp issues, I would imagine. But with the tire wear upgrades we've got on, I think it's more than reasonable that we could do a medium soft run and probably get to the end of the Grand Prix, maybe challenge for a fastest lap if we're lucky. Looks like a lot of other people are doing the same thing. Only, 6 cars starting on the soft. So they're either doing a 2-stop or they have to use hard. So either way, I think we have a strategic advantage. 5 red lights and we are underway for the Spanish Grand Prix. 2 weeks break from career mode, and we're getting straight back into it. That's not, no, that's not right. Turn 1. That's a right-hander, followed by another right-hander. Oh, could you imagine if this is my commentary? And we have another right-hander coming up. And then after that, we have a left. Oh, I nearly ran into the back of Pierre Gasly. Let's concentrate and get back in this race. Around the outside of him if we can. On the medium compound tyres. That's 3 lefts. Followed by a very tight 1 left. Don't cut. 5 over crest. I don't know the rally navigation stuff, so that's never in my future.
Okay.
So we're in the we're in the running now in this Grand Prix. Few soft compound tyre runners up the road. I don't commentate on career mode for a couple of weeks, and I go absolutely bonkers. I don't know what to say anymore. I've been a live commentary boy for the last few weeks, which has been quite cool. I think you guys have really enjoyed the live com stuff. Let me know down the line if I should do live com for this series. Anyway, up the inside we go on Nico Rosberg, leaving the door open for now. I mean, turn 4 at Spain is a very controversial corner for Nico. Let's not have 2 weeks running of collisions with your teammates. I mean, he does owe me one after what I did to him in Portimao. But for the sake of for both championships, we can ill afford any kind of mistakes. We need to be bulletproof this season to have any chance of winning the drivers, hell, even the constructors as well. I think the drivers is going to be easier, but you never know. Is Nico going to let us go? No is the question. I think I'm actually going to be a bit tactical with this. Watch as we head into the braking zone here. Massive lift on the throttle. Turns out we've underfueled the car a little bit too much, and in order to get to the end, we're going to have to do a little bit of lifting and coasting. But it's fine, because Nico isn't really holding us up, so we're going to use this time to get ourselves in a better fuel position for the back end of the race. Again, all lifting and coasting. I am pushing to keep up with Nico. I think I might be like a 10th lap faster. Now we can unleash the pace as he pulls into the pit lane. We're going to get DRS here, and we might go for a fastest lap if we can. Try and overcut the soft compound runners, who are either going to do a 2-stop or are going to use hards, which are going to be dead slow for the rest of the Grand Prix. So here we go. Let's utilize whatever pace we have in this race and see if we can get a top 5. I think a top 5 would be a great result with this car. How's the strategy? Jeff suggesting soft compound tyres. So tyre wear is better than what we previously anticipated. Meanwhile, these guys, the McLarens, they're in the box seat to win this race because they're on... No. They're not in the box seat to win this race. That's Nico out of the Grand Prix. So much for a constructor's title. I mean, it was already pretty much in doubt, but it is certainly not happening this season now. Rosberg out of the Grand Prix. Is there a safety car? No, there's not. But the race leaders do take the opportunity to make a stop onto their hard compound tyres. The McLarens are doing a 2-stop. So they're the best placed 2-stoppers in this race. It's going to be Verstappen versus the McLarens for the race victory today. Perez staying out, as is Bottas. Just the extra lap now, and Verstappen is now effectively the race leader. Let's see if we can help out the McLarens by keeping Verstappen behind. Pretty much using all the straight line speed, all the battery we can. Verstappen goes in a little bit narrow into turn 1, and we go round the outside to take the lead back in this Spanish Grand Prix. So that was a little unorthodox. A very rare mistake from Verstappen. Leaves the door open. We get the spot back, and now all of a sudden we might be fighting this guy. Maybe for the race victory. Very close call there at turn 1. Did very well to avoid him. Here's the replay from his onboard. Oh, that's so close. So close to losing your front wing on simulation damage. But we're okay. We've got one more stop to make now in this race. And Verstappen, well, actually, yeah, Verstappen's won this race, hasn't he? I was acting as if Verstappen needed to make another stop. for some reason. But no, he's absolutely fine to get through to the end of the Grand Prix. There goes Lando around the outside on Verstappen. A bit of contact. I think they're okay. But the battle rages on between those lot. Hopefully they can continue to squabble and allow me to get away, but that's absolutely not happening due to my lack of, I'd say, drag reduction is what's letting us down there. We're running very high downforce around the outside of the McLaren. Oh my goodness, a bit of a squeeze there on the exit of turn 2, but we're able to keep the position just about. We are fighting the McLarens though. So one stop left to make for me, one stop left to make for Lando and Daniel. So let's get the elbows out and defend from these guys if we can. The McLaren's very, very fast in the straight line, as we know from the co-op series. So it's going to be awfully tough to keep them behind. Here comes Lando. No such dive bomb into turn 10. So we live to fight another day, another lap. Is he going to get us now? I'm not really breaking the slipstream there. That's a bit of a mistake on my part. We defend the inside and we keep the position. So just about having the legs on the McLarens at this stage. George Russell getting in the way, albeit very briefly, and then getting out of the way of absolutely everyone else. So fair play, Georgie boy, in the Alfa Romeo for not disrupting the leaders' battle. This is for a podium now. Lando has pulled into the pit lane now for the undercut. The undercuts are coming out now. We're going to have to respond and box on this lap. We want to go onto the soft compound tires, so we're going to see if we can make this work. Hopefully the Haas gets in the way of Ricciardo. We'll have to wait and see though, but it looks like Lando is going to emerge in a massive pocket of free air. That's a massive slide for us on the exit of turn 3 there, and that's one of our first warnings of the Grand Prix. And yeah, just had to take the warning, had to take the escape road to pretty much prevent a major crash, because there's no way I would have been able to stay on the track and keep the car in a straight line. So I had to just kind of reduce the strain on the tires by going wide. So into the pit lane we go now. It's been a very stressed lap, you'd have to say. We've really been stressing the tires throughout this lap, trying to get all the performance out of this thing. 48% wear on the front left, which has really copped a beating in this middle stint. But yeah, here we go. Onto a set of soft compound tires. Hopefully these can go the distance and have good pace at the end, because we're going to have to defend from at least one McLaren, I'd say, as we rejoin on the circuit. Where's Lando? He's on the right-hand side. He's going to rejoin on the left. You can see as we head into turn 1, he just gets us.
Okay, we've lost the position. That's us.
Ah, damn it. McLaren on the ball there with the undercut. Very good job from them there. We need to respond and basically get them next lap when we go for a push for fastest lap. So we'll try and get close to him. Hopefully we get DRS and just fly past him. But he got a great exit out of the last chicane and last corner, to the point where I'm not even in range. Not even close to get Lando into turn 1. So we're going to have to sit behind. There's a lap car in the way. That's George Russell once again as we head through turn 3. He goes very slowly. Norris is slowed up as well. And we go up the middle, heading into turn 4. We might be able to get him as we head into this right-hander, and we do. Lando has now been displaced, and we are now in the running for a podium once again in this Spanish Grand Prix. Here's the replay. Very, very similar to Hakkinen Schumacher at Spa all those years ago, and albeit we're doing it virtually. So thank you very much, George Russell. Your check will be in the mail, son. And Lando just had to take the sidestep, had to avoid the crash. That's Dan Ticktum, who's retired at the exact same time. So that could cause a bit of controversy in the dying laps of this race. 11 laps to go. I could really do with a safety car here, and we get one!
Informed that the safety car is out. There appears to have been an issue with multiple stopped vehicles on the track.
The safety car has been deployed. Ask and you shall receive. Right as we got back in the running for a podium, we're going to have a shot at the race leaders on hard compound tires. This enables us to save all the fuel that we've been struggling with. We're a lap down. We're going to fall a lap short in this race. If it carried on under green flag running, the fuel burn in this race has been, well, a harsher than previous Grand Prix. Maybe it's down to all the downforce that we're using. So, yeah, this really puts us back in the game. There are a lot of lap cars. The only downside, a lot of lap cars in this race, which are not going to get cleared. So, Michael Massey clearly showing some kind of agenda here. That's all I'm going to say. So, we'll have a few laps to get to the end of the Grand Prix. We'll see if we can get both the Mercs, but we are going to have a significant advantage.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap.
No, Mikey, that was so not right.
Yep, Toto is not happy. It's one rule for them and a different rule for the rest. Away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. Terrible restart from us there, and we're going to get attacked by Lando. Straight away, we squeeze him to the left. Mazepin getting in the way. No, he doesn't. He pulls out of the way. Enough for Lando to hesitate. We get back up the inside and into P5 once again. Oh my! What was that? What the hell? Schumacher just didn't see us coming. Here's the replay. Schumacher just turned in like we weren't there. How have we avoided that? We need to see the front wing. Maybe from the rear. I think we've grazed this tire. It's tire on tire contact, and we've just got through without damage. Did make contact, but no damage. Anyway, back under green flag running. A lot of blue flagged cars in the way. There's the Mercedes. Bottas holding up Hamilton. I wonder if he's maybe got some damage because there's a massive gap between the Mercs and the Red Bulls. But yeah, Hamilton not getting the free passage through. Bottas definitely has damage. That is the telltale sign of damage, and Bottas is not giving this one up. Hamilton goes round the outside at turn 10, but hesitates. I mean, he's going to
On track, resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in
be vulnerable to us. VSC deployed. What is this going to do? Is this going to get upgraded to a full course safety car? That would be very good for our race if so, but I don't imagine it will. 7 laps to go after this one. Bottas pulls into the pit lane. So now we're in P4. Hamilton isolated, and if we get DRS on this guy, it might be curtains. VSC has gone away, back to green flag running, and it's going to be us versus Hamilton now for a podium in this Spanish Grand Prix with 7 laps to go. Let's see if we can do this. So we've got to get close. Out of the last 2 corners, that's where we seem to struggle. We struggle laying down the traction, but also we struggle a little bit for rear tire temperatures going through that last corner. So we've got the tire advantage. We've got to utilize it early before these become slower than the hards. Here we go. No DRS this time. We have to wait until next lap to get some DRS. So we're not going to be close enough on this occasion. 6 laps to go. I definitely can't count. Again, not close enough. And that's not going to help the tire scenario. We need to keep these temperatures down because the softs overheat very easily. Doing absolutely no favors for myself at turn 9. Just getting on the power too early. Carrying too much speed. Rookie mistake. Anyway, lap 28. We're in the slipstream. We're in the DRS now. We're not close enough to get Hamilton. Very slow through turn 1. That is a little bit alarming for him, but unable to do anything at turn 3. It is understeer city in the dirty air. We're going to have to wait until we get to the last corner. Last chicane. We're going to have to mount a bit of curb, I reckon, to just get that little bit closer to the Mercedes, which is getting faster every lap. So let's see if we can do something on this lap. We are pretty close. 0.3 is the margin. Not really mounting the curbs as much as I would have liked. Decent exit. It's not horrible. Out of the last corner, we're going to be fairly close to Hamilton. This is the closest we've been on the DRS straight. So here we go. Overtake absolutely blasting. Hamilton going defensive to the inside. We're going to have to switch and go around the outside of turn 1. It'll give us the inside for the next left-hander. We've got him at turn 1. And Ricciardo has got Hamilton as well. Quite literally. Hamilton has a problem. Hamilton has a massive problem. He's literally not moving. Second gear. That might be game over. That might actually be game over. What is he doing? He's not going. He's retiring. Hamilton is out of the Grand Prix. So contact with Ricciardo. No front wing damage. Nothing like that. He is out of the Grand Prix from sideways contact. Is that the gearbox letting go? I'm not really sure. I've not seen a car retire in that manner before on the F1 game. That is pretty ridiculous. So we're now on the podium, and a championship contender is getting nothing out of this Grand Prix. Here comes Ricciardo, freshly taking out Hamilton out of the running, which is going to help me in my quest to try and topple the Mercedes. Going to topple myself in a second if I'm not careful. Turn 3, rather, has not been my friend today. Look at that massive slide. We need that ultimate re-downforce upgrade to prevent things like that happening. We've gone for aggression for the setup, but it's clearly still not working. This car is a little bit unstable. Anyway, 2 laps to go in this race. Here comes Ricciardo with the DRS. I have no answer to that. No answer. We've lost the podium. Ricciardo's into P3. He's run wide, and we're going to go around the outside at turn 2. We're back on the podium. Ricciardo has bottled it. What is this race? We're having all the luck today. Absolutely all the luck. At this point, I should be retiring due to no fuel, but the safety car has saved me. Here comes Ricciardo again at turn 1. This time we had a little bit more track presence to keep the position, which we do. Still in P3. If we can get a podium in this car, which is a second a lap slower than all the top cars, that would be a miracle. That would be a literal miracle. Here we go. We've got one more DRS straight to negotiate. Verstappen absolutely flying on the hard compound tires, by the way. Red Bull in a league of their own. Here we go. Last throw of the dice for Daniel Ricciardo. We're going to break the slipstream at every opportunity. Here we go. He's going to go to the inside. We're going to have to hope that he bottles turn 1 once again. Look at the difference. Oh my God. He's done it again. He's done it again. He's absolutely gone in deep. We're going to go up the inside into turn 3. It's going to be side by side on this last lap, squeezing Ricciardo to the white lines. He doesn't back out. We're not going to back out as well. Up the inside into turn 4. Still side by side as we head into turn 5. Who's going to back out of this? It could be both of us crashing. We go around the outside and we keep the... No, we don't keep the position. Ricciardo's got insane straight line speed. Still side by side. Now we've got P3. Can I keep P3 now? One more DRS straight here, actually. It's a very short run into turn 10. Here comes Charles Leclerc on Lando Norris. He's going to go around the outside on hard compound tyres. So the McLarens may be phasing out in terms of their pace relative to the hard compound tyre runners. My softs are much slower than the mediums now at this point. Verstappen wins the Spanish Grand Prix. It's a Red Bull 1-2. They'll be very happy with proceedings today with Merck in the mud.
Yes! Yes! Unbelievable, Max. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable indeed. Red Bull, I don't think, can believe their luck. I can't believe mine. Literally everything has gone our way today. And it's only a podium. I don't care. It feels like a race win.
Great work. Well done. We're really happy with the podium here.
I'm happy as well. I can't believe we've got a podium with this car. Oh, we've got a long way to go.
A real team effort which has paid off in spades. A great victory here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well then, a momentous day for Red Bull and for Marduk Motorsport, I suppose, on this side of the garage. A lot of retirements today, a lot of unexpected people not getting points. My teammate, one of them. Both the Mercs. Oh, Bottas did get points in the end. P9. After the wing change, he did have a lot of pace, which he utilized towards the end. So, yeah, I want to have a look at the driver's standings because that is going to be very tasty. Here's the crash between Ricciardo and Hamilton. Moderate contact, I'd say. Enough to send Hamilton out of the Grand Prix in a manner which I've honestly never seen before. Which, yeah, I bet he's absolutely fuming. But, yeah, Hamilton in the mud. Mercedes in the mud. Let's check the race director for... What are we checking this for? Oh, I was looking for Hamilton's retirement. It doesn't say mechanical failure for Hamilton, so... It's down to the contact. It's down to the damage from Ricciardo. It just threw his car straight into second gear. Couldn't shift up, couldn't shift down. Instant retirement, which is absolutely crazy. You guys will have to let me know if you've seen anything like that before, because that's honestly a first for me. Again, in Race Director, nothing to suggest that it was a mechanical failure. Just a warning for contact. So, yeah, a real... weird one, which happens on Sim Damage now, it seems. Maybe Codemasters have done something in the update to make that a thing. But yeah, driver standings. Max Verstappen leads by 20 points. We move up into 8th by virtue of that first podium for us. Hamilton down in 7th, only 4 points ahead of us in a Merc. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, constructors, yeah, that's not looking great. So we're going to have to buck up our ideas, as Alex would say, and make this car fast, because at the moment the other guys are in a league of their own. We are a second off them at any racetrack. So hopefully heading into Monaco, we can lift our game. We are bringing major upgrades, in fact ultimate upgrades, to that racetrack. We're going to be a lot more stable in the corners. We're going to have better tire wear, so hopefully we've got some options available to us there. And then what else do we do? Maybe engine upgrades? Can we do engine upgrades to this car? No, I think I'm thinking of co-op. So yeah, there's not too much we can do upgrade wise to this car. It's gonna have to be something else. Consistency, and we're gonna have to really find something special to win a championship on this year's game. Which I'm actually quite relishing the challenge of trying to do that. Might be the only F1 YouTuber in history to not win a championship on a game. Jeez, I'm washed up. Good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. And for the next episode, let's not wait 2 weeks to get it out. At least I'll try not to. It's Monaco. I'm looking forward to that one. So join me for that one. Hopefully a dub is just around the corner.